And when I do that, I'm still helping people. It's not that I don't care, but I'm really focused and intentional about where I put my energy. And this gives you more energy. So I love to give the analogy on a sunny day, if we went outside and I took a magnifying glass and a pile of leaves, I could harness all that energy of the sun. I could focus it into that magnifying glass and I can start a fire. You, my friend, have a lot of energy, but yet we waste it on worry and complaining and talking about what we don't want, blah, 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 blah. So much of our energy is just spinning us in circles and wasting, and it's sloppy thinking. We're focusing on things that we have no control over. We're worrying about the future. We're worrying about the past. We're regretting things. Hello, beautiful people, light keepers and my trailblazers. It's Michele Phillips, and this episode is you and me having a personal discussion about my brand new book, Energize Your Happiness. It is now available at energizeyourhappiness.com, and I am so proud of this book. This book is going to help you connect to your personal energy alignment. I promise you the tools in this book will give you more energy, will give you better perspective, will lower your stress, help you process emotions. It has so many golden nuggets in it, and I am so proud of this work. I want to give you the backstory to why I even wrote this book. It's also been a decade or more in the making, but my first book, Happiness is a Habit, came out this time of year in 2013. It was November, December 2013, the Christmas season, 2013, the beginning of 2014. And it was all about the habits of happy people. And what the research showed was that happy people possibly didn't have less problems, but they had better coping skills, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So what I wanted people to do was look at their habits. What are you doing for yourself in those 4 areas? And then starting from the smallest, easiest habit, add a new habit every 90 days. Add a positive habit every 90 days. Habits, the beauty of habits is they require no energy. Habits are the things you do on autopilot. You don't have to think about it. And often we think of habits as bad habits. We think of smoking and drinking and too much eating, excess, anything in excess, right? We have these bad habits. But good habits, healthy habits, positive habits are just as addictive as bad habits. So the habit of working out on a regular basis, eating fruits and vegetables, drinking water, reading something that inspires and motivates you or educates you. So my first book was 44 habits. These were my habits. It was personal. And I asked you to pick from the habits and pick one small thing, something so easy you couldn't fail. In the book, I give the example of eat an apple. Eat an apple a day for 90 days. Now, the research on habits has shifted over the years. They used to say it takes 21 days to form a habit. Some research says 60 days. I gave you 90 days. Take 90 days. Eat an apple every day for the next 90 days. Unless you're allergic to apples, that should be easy peasy. No problem. What happens is after 90 days, it becomes something you do on autopilot. Then choose something else you want to work on. Maybe you want to read 5 pages a day for the next 90 days. Think about how many books that would equal, even if you only read 2 pages a day, or you listen to a podcast a day, something that uplifts, motivates, or inspires you. So now you're eating apples, you're ingesting positive content, and now you want to, start investing or, working out, or, there's a myriad of things you could do. Habits, healthy habits. Guide your thoughts every day. Listen to audiobooks. There were so many ideas in the book. What happened to me was once the book is published, you kind of become the poster child for what you're teaching. And, there's always that old saying that we teach what we most need to learn. And hell yeah, that was true. So now that the book is out, I have to live up, and I was kind of living up to it. I always was, but you become more sensitive to living up to what you're teaching. So I really became in tune to the fact that I was practicing mental, physical, spiritual, emotional habits on a regular basis. The beauty of these habits, I found, is I always tease, you could take a walk in the woods with a loved one and hit like 3 or 4 habits all at once. So it's not like you had to do all these different things. Once I got really good at these habits, whoo, man, my energy started going off the charts. My energy, I felt more alive. Like the day had more colors. I was experiencing less stress and less problems. And I realized it's because I was managing and I was focusing my energy on things in my control. That's big. This is what got me through the COVID. This is what gets me through the division in our country. This is what gets me through all the craziness in our world. When I look at what's going on externally in my world, the first question I ask myself is, what's in my control? And I focus my energy on what's in my control. And when I do that, I'm still helping people. It's not that I don't care, but I'm really focused and intentional about where I put my energy. And this gives you more energy. So think of, I love to give the analogy, on a sunny day, if we went outside and I took a magnifying glass and a pile of leaves, I could harness all that energy of the sun. I could focus it into that magnifying glass and I can start a fire. You, my friend, have a lot of energy, but yet we waste it on worry and complaining and talking about what we don't want, blah, 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 blah. So much of our energy is just spinning us in circles and wasting, and it's sloppy thinking. We're focusing on things that we have no control over. We're worrying about the future. We're worrying about the past. We're regretting things. It's exhausting just talking about it. Sometimes I'm convinced that people think when you worry about something, you're doing something about it, and you're not. When you're complaining about something, complaining about complaining is still complaining. So, gets exhausting. So this book, I have what I call in the book energy rules, and I'm playing the double entendre. Energy rules, like energy rules. Woohoo! Love having energy, but also there's rules to energy. Gravity, whether you like it or not, if you jump off a building, you're going down, whether you believe in gravity or not. But there's universal laws of energy, of thought energy, that we don't always give credence to. So that is what this book is about. I've always said I have one foot in the corporate world and one foot in the metaphysical world, and I have a good time going back and forth. So when I talk about energy, yes, you get energy from sleeping a good night's sleep. Yes, you get energy from working out, and you get energy from exercise and eating right. But the energy I'm talking about is different. It's a thought energy. It's a focused energy. It's the energy you get when you're in the flow. So a positive psychologist would call it the flow state. You could be at your desk doing something that really gives you excitement, gives you joy, and you're in flow, right? Time flies when you're in flow. An athlete would call this the zone. When an athlete is in the zone, they are mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally tuned in, tapped in, turned on, connected to something bigger than them. I want to teach you how to get there on a regular basis. Most people like being in that zone or in that flow, but because we don't know how to get there intentionally, we do things that are good for us and not so good for us. I'm convinced that all extreme sports, force us into flow because we have to focus, right? If I'm climbing a mountain and it's a little treacherous, I can't be worrying about the bills and what the kids are going to eat for lunch tomorrow. I'm really mentally, physically, spiritually focused in the moment. I love that. And when you're mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually focused in the moment, your brain's quiet. It's content. So that's why people love, hiking in the woods, even jumping out of airplanes, racing motorcycles, bicycles. Also, what we do to escape, unfortunately, is addictive behaviors, right? Again, too much shopping, too much drinking, drugging, internet, what is it called? Doom scrolling, right? But energy, so the first energy rule in my book is energy's at your service. You have energy. And I don't care if you're 80 or 20, I guarantee you probably know a 20-year-old with no energy, and you know an 80-year-old with lots of energy. Because energy doesn't just come from what you eat and drink and sleep. Energy comes from what you think. So energy is at your service. And the quote I have in the book, which I love, is the Albert Einstein quote. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. So conflict, stress, anxiety, this is just forms of energy asking you to redirect it. Where do you want to focus? Because if you're feeling stressed and anxious, and in the moment, nobody's bleeding, the building's not on fire, you're absolutely perfectly safe, the stress you are creating with your thoughts. And that's a big one. So I call it fake fear. Whenever I'm stressed and my fight and flight goes on, I ask myself, Michele, are you making shit up? Literally, because I make shit up all the time, right? You're not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, you're getting too old, blah, 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 blah. So if I ask myself, am I safe? Is everything okay? In this moment, everything's okay. Am I worried maybe about something in the future? Yes. Is my worry about something in the future going to help it? Probably not. So the first part of this book is realizing energy is at your service. And the second energy rule is that your personal energy alignment improves everything. So the key is knowing how to get back in touch with that beautiful center, your higher self. When you are in that zone, when you are in flow, I say I am glowing and flowing, man. Those times where things are just clicking, everything's working out for you. And everywhere you go, the Uber driver's nice and the plane leaves early and you get upgraded at the hotel. And oh my gosh, I started calling them magic carpet days because things were happening over and over. And that's what prompted me to write this book, because it's not about wishing and hoping that the world pleases you. It's about you deciding you are going to be okay with the way the world is right now. You are going to make a conscious decision to connect to what I call your personal energy alignment. Call it your higher self, call it whatever you want, the flow state, the zone state. And that when you get there, you feel relief. You literally feel relief in your body. Your heart stops racing. Your mind stops racing. You know that in this moment, all is well. And you know that if in the next moment, all isn't well, you have the tools to handle what comes at you. And that's what's really big. So that's why I'm so excited about this book. It really helps you learn to trust yourself. Because when I know that when I'm out of alignment, when I am not in my personal energy alignment, I'm not pretty. I could be bitchy, I could be cranky, I could just be full of doom and gloom and negative thoughts. And I'm no good to anyone that way. But when I'm in my personal energy alignment, oh my gosh, I am powerful. You are powerful. You are influential. And this is how you help the world. This is how you open hearts and minds. Hello, I am interrupting this podcast with 3 surprises for you. I have been in business 25 years this August 2025. So to celebrate and thank you for your support, because I could have not done this without you, my clients, my supporters, my listeners, you have made this possible. I am offering you 3 gifts because 3 is my lucky number. So the first gift is $125 off my signature Happiness is a Habit video series. This video series is 18 videos, about an hour and a half of video content, an 80-page downloadable PDF workbook, normally selling for about $297. Now you can get $125 off. If you go to my website, energizeyourhappiness.com, and click on the icon on the top that says a gift for you, you will see everything you need to get your $125 off this fabulous video series. Secondly, I am offering a free behind the book mini workshop on my new book, which isn't even out yet. Energize Your Happiness. I'm offering only 12, first come, first serve. A couple have already been booked, so they are dwindling quickly. But I will give you in this 45 minutes, if you get a group of people together, I will give you some takeaways that you can implement immediately, and I will host a Q&A. And thirdly, the best thing, drum roll please, I am doing live coaching right here on Write Your Outcome, if you qualify. So if you are interested in being coached live on this show, send me an email at michele@energizeyourhappiness.com. And in the subject line, write, I want to be coached live on your show. And then tell me a little bit about what you want to be coached on. And if you qualify, we will put you in the queue. So that's 3 gifts for you, 3 fabulous ways to connect. So, claim your gifts now, make it a great day, and let's get back to the podcast. So energy rule number 3 is you are a source of light. When you look out in the world, and you see all these dark things, and you watch any nightly news station, and you watch all the doom and gloom report, and you think it's so dark, it's so dangerous. And I think to myself, I'm the light. You're the light. We are meant to turn up our lights and help each other. And you can't do that unless you have the tools. So you are a source of light. The breath that is in you right now, that has been given to you at birth, and that will be with you until you die. You are here to be a light first for yourself, because if you can't be a light for yourself, you can't be a light for others. So I talk about you being your own source of light, and focusing on things that you control, and knowing that you are the voice. You are the boss of the voice in your head. The tools in this book have changed my life immensely, and they have changed the lives of my clients. I have been doing this for over 25 years, and it always thrills me when a client comes to me and says, oh my gosh, Michele, life is hard, man. Stuff is coming at me, but I'm handling it. The tools I have equip me to get through what's happening. And I might fall down, but I get up a lot quicker. Things that used to bother me, they don't bother me that much anymore. That's when you know you're making progress. So the book is, to me, it's a love letter to your energy. It's a love letter to your personal alignment. It's knowing that we are at a place in society right now where the energy is moving fast. We are a global economy. Everything's connected, from our banking to our product lines to our people. So everything is globally connected. And there's a lot of things on the globe, a lot of things that are out of our control. But what is in our control is where we focus our mind, our beliefs, and our energy. So I often say to people, if at the end of the day you're exhausted and you don't have a physical job, right? You're not like lifting bricks all day long, but at the end of the day you're physically exhausted, it's usually because you're not processing your emotions. Because when an emotion comes into you, it just wants to be felt. And once you feel it and process it, it flies away. And then another emotion comes. But knowing that your emotions aren't who you are, they're how you're feeling in the moment. And this book will help you identify emotions, which is one thing we're really bad at. The number is over 80%. 80% of people have never been taught to manage their emotions. And, when a young child doesn't get what they want, they scream and yell, they throw themselves on the floor, they might pitch a little, mini fit. As adults, We have all those same emotions swirling inside of us, but we're smarter. We're not going to throw ourselves on the floor, but I might ghost you. I might ignore you. I might give you the silent treatment. I might not answer your email or open your email because I know then you'll expect a response. Might let your phone call go to voicemail. We play games. There's a lot of stuff we do, myself included. But what I've learned over the years is the more I've learned to process my own emotions, the more I've learned that when I have focused thinking versus sloppy thinking, the results I get in my life are magnificent. And then I start to experience those magic carpet days. Now, when I was writing this book, one of the hardest things in my life came to me. My dear, sweet, music loving, often cranky, but always loving me dad was dying as I was writing this. And that's what makes this even more profound for me, because every one of these tools in this book helped me process. Grief is something that comes in waves. I was on a podcast the other day and I started talking about him and I started crying. Right now I feel fine. I could be in the kitchen cooking dinner and a song will come on the radio and I'll cry again. The relationship doesn't end. The love doesn't end. But how we process it, there are healthy ways to process grief. And because I have been a student of all the things I'm teaching for over 25 years, these tools help me so much. They help me help my mom, my sister. They help me know I could be sad and still do things and get things done, and that grieving was personal. So the goal is, if you read this book, you don't have to wait 25 years to have all these tools, and you start practicing them, and they're like muscles. So all of the tools, a lot of them are thinking tools. They're tools on perspective and how you see the world. And I'm the queen of optimism. I will take anything and figure out a good way to look at it. But to me, that's resilience. It's not about pretending bad things don't happen. Bad things happen all the time. We lose loved ones, marriages break up, people are killed, robbery. There's lots of things that happen that I don't like in the world. But again, trying to control all those things is a recipe for disaster. But yet when I work on just controlling myself, I now become that light in the world. You become the light in the world. So I'll tell you my beginning story about, how I started this journey. Back in 1997, I tell the story in the book, but back in 1997, I was going along, living life fine, but I had a very bad temper. I had no idea how to manage my emotions. I had no idea how to name my emotions. I kind of thought I was just going to, get a job with benefits, get married, have 1.2 children, and live happily ever after. And then I read, somebody gifted me Jack Canfield's Chicken Soup for the Soul book, the very first one. And it was just a book of short stories. It was a book of stories, and they were in chapters, like a chapter on resilience, a chapter on, the darkest night, like, joy cometh in the morning, a chapter on dealing with death, a chapter on building confidence. And these short stories, I saw myself in them, and I didn't see myself in them. I thought, oh my God, if these people could do that, what could I do? So I became a big fan of Jack Canfield. He also recently, in more recent years, wrote The Success Principles. And in 1997, I signed myself up to go to his self-esteem and peak performance workshop. Now, I remember even the day the mail came. It came in the old-fashioned snail mail. I got this flyer in the mail saying that he was giving an 8-day seminar in Santa Barbara, California, on self-esteem in the classroom. And I don't know, bells went off, angels started singing, and I thought to myself, I don't know what this is, but this is what I'm going to do for a living. I really didn't even understand it. I didn't even have the money to pay for it at the time. So I go into my boss and I say, there's this seminar in California. I'm going, I'm paying for it. You can't stop me. And she's like, okay, go for it, Michele. So I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I remember calling on the phone and they put me on a payment plan. I think it was a 3-month payment plan. So I was able to finance this. I then get on an airplane and I'm about to fly to Santa Barbara. Now, I hadn't traveled much. I traveled a lot for vacation with my husband at the time, but I'd never traveled for myself, like business wise, that much by myself. And I remember exactly what I was wearing. I was wearing this white terry cloth, like long skirt and a short top. Don't judge, but I was very stylish back in 1997. It was like this white terry cloth skirt with this cropped terry cloth top. And I just thought I was so cool and fabulous. And I boarded the plane for California. And when I got off the plane in California, oh my Lord, the women there were flippin' gorgeous. I felt like California had like a rule that unless you were gorgeous, they didn't let you off the plane. I'd never experienced that level of beauty all in one place before. And as a result, my confidence went down. I immediately lost confidence. So I, became a little more shy, a little bit more withdrawn, but I went to the seminar and we would start every morning, 8 a.m. It would start. Oh, that's my phone going off and I don't know where it is. Every morning the seminar would start and we would just have dancing. There'd be music playing at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was 200 people. We were like dancing and singing and I'm a good dancer. So I had a lot of fun with the dancing part. Then we did hugging. I'm Italian and Spanish. I wasn't so bad at the hugging either. Then we did meditation. Woohoo! I had never meditated in my life. We did meditation, we did guided visualization, and then after that, we would spend the rest of the day learning till 6 o'clock. From 6 to 7 was dinner, and from 7 to 9 every night was a guest speaker. Now, if you know me, I love the sun. Back in the day, I was the sun worshiper. I brought my bathing suit. This program was at the University of Santa Barbara on the beach. So I thought, I'm going to cut out of this sorry seminar and I'm going to go to the beach. Yeah, no. What Jack Canfield taught me in that seminar changed my entire life. He taught me how to see things differently. He taught me E plus R equals O, which you all know if you've been to my classes. Event plus reaction equals outcome. It's in the book. Buy the book. It's write your outcome, a different form. And he taught me that I was thinking too small. He taught me I could think bigger. And he taught me how to have better self-esteem and confidence. Funny enough, or ironically enough, I went to Jack Canfield's seminar because I was going to help other people with their confidence and self-esteem. I didn't need it. Surely I was fine. And the first thing we did when we got there was let's deal with your self-esteem, Michele. I was like, what? I didn't pay for this. My self-esteem, I'm fine. We had to pick the parent that we didn't get along with and dig up all these issues and work on them. But I will tell you, this seminar changed me big time. It opened up a whole world to me. It changed the whole trajectory of my life going to the seminar. So the beauty of that is full circle. Jack Canfield has endorsed my new book. And allow me to read it to you because I'm very excited about it. It says, Michele Phillips has brilliantly captured the essence of personal transformation and energy alignment in her new book. Drawing from decades of experience and wisdom, she offers practical insights that empower readers to harness their true potential and write their own outcomes. Michele's work is not just a guide, it's a roadmap to living a fulfilled and purpose-driven life. I'm thrilled to endorse this transformative work that will undoubtedly inspire and empower countless individuals. Jack Canfield, co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul series and The Success Principles. If you want to talk about a full circle moment, baby, that was 1997 to where are we, 2025, going on 2026? Life is good. This book is amazing. And I'm not just saying that, I am so proud of this. It will be available in audio once it's approved. It's in the approval process right now. So I ask you to please, right now, energizeyourhappiness.com is where it's available for the month of November. And then it will be available everywhere books are sold and as the ebook version. And again, thank you for your support. This book changed my life. And I want you to change your life. I want you to wake up every morning going, "Yeehaw! I get to live this magnificent life. I get to do this." I'm so excited for you. Please buy it, rate it, review it, make it a great day, write your outcome, and energize your happiness. This is Michele Phillips saying, make it a great day. That's a wrap for today's episode of Write Your Outcome with me, Michele Phillips. If something sparked in you and you enjoyed this podcast, please don't forget to rate, review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's keep these ripples going and make it a great